Hey, how you doing? My name is Melanated Marketing and welcome into another completely different marketing plan, right? And I'm gonna jump right into it. Today I will be talking or I'll be coming up with a completely different marketing business plan tailored specifically to barbershop. So if you are a barbershop, 9 times out of 10, this could work if you're a salon or anything like that, right? This is gonna help your business grow. Let's jump right into it. Number one is your target audience. Obviously, if you're a barbershop, the service you sell is you cut hair. You cut hair and you make people look good. Okay, that is what you're selling. And your target audience is anybody who likes to look good, who likes to look neat, and they definitely know their hair is a part of that. As you can see, my hair, you feel me? I just got cut. You feel me? There you go. You see the beard. But yeah. So your target audience is anybody who appreciates how they look and need a cut. All right. And so that's who your target audience is. So if I need to some examples of that, right? Let's say I'm a businessman. I'm going to a big conference. I want to make sure I look good. I look professional because the way I look is going to determine whether I get this contract or not. So if my hair is looking all scraggly and I don't know how to cut my hair myself, then I need to go to a barbershop. If I'm just a guy on the street and I want to get a lot of girls, and I understand that girls like guys who look better, and when I get a cut, girls tend to like me more, then I need to go to a barbershop. That's also your target audience. If I'm a father, I have a son, he needs his haircut, he's looking scraggly, he needs to look good for his first day of school or whatever, then he's going to go, I'm going to take him to the barbershop. Okay, so basically, people need to look good for all different type of situations. And the target audience of a barbershop is really defining these different situations, right? So broadly, in general, the target audience is anybody who cares about how they look and wants to look good, because that's what barbershops do. You make people look good by cutting their hair, okay? So your target audience is anybody who has hair that wants to look good and wants a particular style that you can give to them. But it would be very smart if you were to look at very specific people, businessmen, look at, conference people, kids, it's smart to understand why people need their haircut and then tailor your business to those needs. For example, if you're a barbershop and school's coming back around, and school's coming back around, it'll be a good idea to have some type of back to school barbershop, event. Hey, bring your kid gets his haircut for $2. 9 times out of 10, the person gonna get their kid's haircut and they gonna get their haircut for full price. Or conference men barbershop. We having a big event. It's gonna be in town. Hey, events, if you come in the barbershop with a suit, you get a haircut for less or something like that. So doing that really is important for different barbershops, right? But let's assume you're just trying to get anybody who looks good. That's your target audience. Triggers. Now, for people who don't understand what a trigger is the stimulus that makes people want to buy your service. Okay, for example, when your stomach growls, that is a trigger for you to get something to eat. Your stomach is growling, it's letting you know you're hungry, it's triggering you, and now that you know you're hungry, now you want to go get something to eat. That's all the trigger is. So for barbershops, a trigger for their target audience would be, I need a haircut, okay? And this goes back to what I was saying before. It's the first day of school. I've got a big business meeting to go to. I'm trying to get a lot of girls. I'm going out to the club. I'm going on the first day. I'm with my wife. It's my wedding. All of these different situations are triggers for a man or woman with that particular hairstyle to go to a barbershop. Okay, and so understanding those triggers can really help bring a lot of customers to your barbershop. So those will be the biggest triggers. Some type of event, and really just honing in on, I'm a person who really cares about how I look And so I know my hair is a big part of how I look. If my hair doesn't look good, then I don't look good, and I don't like that to happen. So when I need a haircut, I'm gonna go to the barbershop. Or if I have some type of event to go to, I'm gonna have a barbershop. A great idea for every barber, and I've already touched on this, is to identify the different triggers. Okay, somebody's having a wedding, there's a business conference, new school's coming in, Christmas is coming around, maybe someone wants a cool Halloween cut, maybe a movie director needs a specific cut for a specific actor. You know, Black Panther comes to mind. You know, those actors have very specific haircuts. So those are different triggers. And so it would be very smart for you to sit down, write down all of these different possible triggers that people have that force them almost, or make them really, really need to go to a barbershop. Write them down and then come up with some type of event to capture these different type of people. Okay, so that's a trigger. Another way you can trigger people is, and this is more for companies that don't have a need base. So people really, sometimes they need to look good. I need to look good for my first day of work. Okay, that's a need. But sometimes people don't need a barber. They don't need a haircut. They want one. They just want a different style. They just want something else. In which case, you can be the trigger. This is done very well using social media. So you're an amazing barber. You know how to do all different type of tricks with hair and cut different designs and draw people's faces and all type of stuff like that, right? If you put that on social media and you build up your following and your social media following, who don't necessarily need a cut, but they watch your social media and they're extremely fascinated by all the different ways you can cut hair, then you'll trigger them. You'll make them want to come to your barbershop, come to you, and actually get a haircut from you. So it's definitely something to think about. Okay, so those are your triggers. People who need specific things or who need to look good for specific events, and showing off how good you are at cutting hair to trigger people to want your service, which is primarily done with social media. Now, let's get into the nitty gritty. Acquisition. How are you going to get customers to come to your barbershop? Number one, if you have a barbershop, that means it's a brick and mortar store. The smart thing to do is go to a location where your target audience is. Okay, so the best place to put a barbershop brick and mortar store 9 times out of 10 would be next to a neighborhood, next to a very high populated area, or in an area where a lot of people come, like right next to a mall or right next to a Walmart or something like that. Those places get a lot of traffic. People go to them all the time. And more traffic that goes to those places, the more people see your barbershop, the more people say, hey, I need a cut, and they go to your barbershop. So that's number one. The best way for you to acquire customers is to plant your barbershop in a highly populated area, right? So that's number one. Number two, Google search, specifically Google Maps. What you want to do if you're a barbershop, because you're a local business, you need people to come to your shop, is you want to sign up on Google Maps, on Google My Business. Okay, you can do this by going to Google My Business. You'll put in all of your information, your address, you upload pictures and things of that nature. And then if somebody is searching for a barbershop, they need somewhere to go to get their haircut, they're new to the area, or maybe it's a rush or whatever, 9 times out of 10 they're going to go on Google and they're going to type in barbershops near me. And you want to make sure that you are on that list and you're near the person who's searching for a barbershop. Okay, so make sure you go online, you get your barbershop on Google My Business. That way, a lot of people, I'm sure it's in the thousands, maybe tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, people are looking for barbershops near them. And if you're not on Google My Business, you are missing out on a lot of money. So make sure you do that, definitely. Not only do you want to do that, but you want to make sure you got good reviews on Google. But we're going to get to that a little later. Another thing you can do is you can do advertisements. So let's say you're on Google. You're on Google, right? You're on Google My Business. People can go on Google and search for barbershops near me, and you'll pop up, but you pop up at the bottom of the list. Because 9 times out of 10, people are going to go to the closest barbershop, and they're going to go to the barbershop with the best reviews. You're on the bottom of the list. You got great reviews, but you're not close. Okay, so how can you get more people to go to your barbershop versus all the other ones? What you can do is you can make Google advertisements. You can advertise your barbershop at the top of the list. Okay, so you can go on Google, sign up for Google advertisements, and basically how it works is you would set up an account, and then you would do the keywords barbershop near me. Those would be your keywords, right? Because those are your target audience, the people that you want to service. And then you would create an ad. Google will put your ad on the top of that Google search list. And you will say things like, hey, great barbershop, free cuts, blah, blah, blah. You will create an advertisement that would attract people to come to your barbershop versus all the other ones that they're going to see below yours. Okay. And the point of this is so you're seen first. The person at the top most likely will get the most customers of everybody else. However, if you're an advertisement and it's obvious you're farther away, then you want to give people a big incentive. Your first cut free, first cut $5 off, or first cut only $5, or whatever. You want to put that in your advertisement to really incentivize people to come. Because if I'm looking for barbershops near me and yours pops up first, and it's like, oh great, but I see how far it is and it's farther than the ones below it, and I'm like, I don't know, I'd rather go to a closer one. But it says on your barbershop advertisement, first cut free, and it's like, okay, I'll travel the extra distance to get a free cut. So that's definitely something you can do with Google search. Another thing you can do, and this is for the people who trigger, right? So like I said, you want to trigger people to come, and you can do this mainly by social media. But a lot of people are starting to take an interest in cutting their own hair, in which case they need help. They need help cutting their own hair. And how do they get help? They go on Google and they type in how to cut your hair, how to do this fade, how to do this style of haircut, right? If you know how to do that style, it will be very smart for you to do content on those styles. This means you need to get a website, right? Or you need to get some type of social media presence on YouTube. If you get a website and somebody types in how to do this type of fade, and you know how to do it, you want them to go to your website, and then when they get to your website, you want them to see some type of blog that says how to do this fade, and it gives a great descriptive method on how to do the fade, pictures and videos. And then while they're on the website, they read the blog and they see, wow, you really know what you're talking about. And then they tour the other parts of the restaurant. Maybe they see pictures, a gallery of all your different haircuts, and they really see how good you are at cutting hair. Or maybe they go to your homepage and you have some special discount, right? These are all things where now you're getting people who may not even be necessarily looking for a barber, but they're looking on how to learn how to cut. And if I'm somebody and I'm trying to learn how to cut my hair, I'm a beginner, then more than likely I want to learn how to cut my hair. But if I can find somebody who can teach me how to do exactly what I want, and I see how amazing they are, then 9 times out of 10, I'd rather just hire them. It's like, you know what? Why am I even trying to cut my hair anyway? This person knows how to do it. I'll just go to him, you know? So that's the benefit of putting out good content like that. Same thing for YouTube. If somebody's looking on how to cut their hair, 9 times out of 10, they're going on YouTube. They're going to look on YouTube because they want a video tutorial. You should be that video tutorial. If you pop up and you give them a great way of cutting their hair, now, once again, you've given credibility to yourself. So now they know you know what you're doing. Obviously, I just watched the video of you cutting the exact cut that I want. So obviously, I know you know what you're doing. And because now I know you know what you're doing, because whoever you's cutting hair in this video looks great, and I want to look just good, and because you're a professional, I'm more likely to go to you, okay? Because I want to get cut by the best. You seem like the best. You know what you're doing. I want to go to you because I want to look just like that, and boom, that's that. Not only that, you build up a reputation or not a reputation. You do build up a reputation, but you also build up a relationship with people. So if you start a YouTube and you got a whole bunch of subscribers to your YouTube that go on there just to see how you cut people's hair, then 9 times out of 10, the more followers you have, the more valuable you are. In which case, not only will you get more customers, clients come to you to cut their hair because they see your videos and they love your work, but you will be able to charge more because you are a exclusive barber who's showing how amazing you are. And you might not be in the area, but because you're showing how far you are at cutting hair, you know what? I'll pay $100. I'll pay $200. I'll pay $300. You're essentially turning yourself into a celebrity barber. And if you're a celebrity barber, you can charge a lot of money. I'm sure if you get your name to a big enough level on YouTube or any type of social media platform, then celebrities will probably come to you and get their hair cut from you because they got the money to fly wherever they want and get cut by whoever they want. And so if you do that, then hey, you might be able to really take advantage of that. So that's another benefit of creating educational content, showing your skills on YouTube. Okay, so that's Google primarily and YouTube. Google owns YouTube, so it's kind of the same thing, even though it's social media. Next thing, social media. So I've kind of already talked about this with YouTube, but the same thing, the same content you want to put out on YouTube showing how amazing you are at cutting hair, you want to put it on all platforms, all content platforms: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, wherever, any new platform you want to push out how amazing you are at cutting hair. This is going to build your credibility and your value and your fame of doing something like cutting hair so well, in which case not only will you get more customers, the more people who know you're good at cutting hair, the more people are going to come to you. But not only that, you'll be able to charge a lot more because now you have a big follower. I got 100,000 followers and all I do is cut hair, so I must be doing something great. If I got 100,000 followers and people are lining up down a block to get a haircut by me, then let's see if if I can charge maybe $100, $200 for a cut, which you may be able to do if you're that good. So definitely put that on social media. That will be your social media content strategy. That will be a great way to get more customers. Okay. The next thing you want to do is advertisements. I touched on this a little bit with Google advertisements, but you can do the exact same thing with social media. What you can do is you can go to Facebook advertisement. You can target your location wherever you are, and everybody in a 50-mile radius. You can target specific type of people who you know are going to need haircuts, right? And you can send out an advertisement to them, and you can brand your place. You can say, hey, look at my place. Come to my place and get a haircut if you need one. Like, I'm around here. Okay. Now, just pushing out an advertisement and saying, hey, come to my place won't necessarily be the great idea. The better idea, if you're going to go that way, is do Google advertisements and do the strategy that I said. Give away a free cut, a $5 cut to make it more enticing to people. That's the best way. And you can do the same thing on social media. But with social media, the better bet for you is to build your brand. Okay? And before you build your brand, you got to create one. So I suggest, if you're a barbershop owner, you own the building. Not only you a barbershop, but you own the building. You have your own barbershop, and you want to make a lot of money. A smart thing to do would be create social media advertisements that brand the name of your barbershop. So now it's not you, right? So you can put out a social media advertisement with a video that shows how amazing you are at cutting hair. Or what I suggest is you brand yourself. You come up with an amazing name for your barbershop and you brand the barbershop. You don't just show how amazing you are, you show how amazing all your barbers are. You show how amazing your barbershop is. In this barbershop, they do all type of things. You can play video games, we got a snack machine, we do all of these things. We're a family. You brand your barbershop in that way. And then what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to open up another building in a completely different place with the same name. And because you branded your barbershop, anybody who understands and knows your brand and likes it, and they see it in that place, whether you're cutting hair there or not, they'll more likely go to there. because people want to work with brands. So if I see this social advertisement over and over and over again about this amazing barbershop called Cuts, and every time I see a social media advertisement, it's showing how amazing the barbers are, every single barber, how amazing the place looks, all the different things they offer, and all these things, right? And I don't have a Cuts in my neighborhood. I live in Atlanta. There's a Cuts in Wisconsin, right? I don't have one here. But all of a sudden, lo and behold, I'm driving down the street and I see a Cuts. And it's the same logo, the same name, the same everything. I'm going to go there because I know it. I have a relationship with it because you spent money on social media advertisements, on branding and building a relationship. Now you'll be able to put a Cuts all across the U.S. and people will go there other than a random barbershop that they really don't know nothing about. Okay, but that goes into, if you do that, you have to actually brand it. Meaning you can't just brand the name, but every barbershop has to look the same, has to have the same feel, it has to have the same quality of cuts, has to have the same, pretty much everything. If it's different, then it won't work. It'll just be like another barbershop. So that is how you use social media. Put out great content of you cutting hair in amazing ways, and then if you do that, people will start to watch your social media, come to your social media, enjoy your videos, and start absorbing it more and more and more. Your following go up, and then you'll get way more customers, but you'll also be able to charge more. And if you brand your company name and not just yourself and your ability to cut hair, then you'll be able to expand even larger, which is, I think, what we should have been doing, Next thing, advertisements. So I just touched on advertisements, so that's that. PR. So PR stands for public relations. The benefit of public relations, first of all, what it is basically there are magazines, there are TV stations, there are news stations, there are podcasts, there are blog websites, there are all different type of media platforms that have hundreds of thousands of readers, watchers, listeners, viewers, all of these different things, right? And a lot of these people are your target audience. So there may be a barber who has a YouTube already, who already has 1 million subscribers. They can be considered public relation. They can be considered a media platform, right? When we speak about PR, we speak more traditionally in the terms of magazines and news articles and things of that nature, right? And so you can go after that too, but they have millions of people watching them, observing them on a daily basis. And not only that, they've built, if they've done it right, brands that are successful, in which case people trust these brands. And so they're more likely to shop with the companies that these brands endorse. And the way they endorse brands is by giving stories about them. So this is how it works. You got a press release person. They have an audience, right? Let's say it's a haircut magazine, right? This haircut magazine has been in the business for a long time, and they have hundreds of thousands of readers. All of these readers love getting their hair cut in crazy different ways, whether they're just interested in the craft or it's other barbers or whatever, right? They got a whole bunch of readers. The way they get these readers is they put out stories that these readers care about. Different cut styles, famous people who get their hair cut at this one spot or whatever. They give away all of this content to their readers and their viewers, and their viewers love this stuff. And the way they make money is because they have so many, they're able to get advertisers. Because a lot of people are reading this stuff and watching this stuff, and that's where people's attentions are, they go to advertisers and they say, hey, we got 500,000 people who love to get a haircut reading our blogs. You might want to advertise to them. You can make some money, right? And they go and different barbershops put their advertising in, and that's how they make money. How you take advantage of this is they need content. They constantly need stories. They constantly need new things to push out to their readers so their readers continue to stay reading their stuff, right? You are the source of that content. So what you want to do is you want to take your company, take your brand, take yourself, and write an amazing story, right? Amazing story about yourself. When you do that, and you write this amazing story, you give it to them. You give it to all of the different media platforms that have your target audience, right? You give it to them and you say, hey, this is my story, and you try to make it compelling as possible. They're going to take your story and they're going to decide whether they think their audience will like it or not. If they think their audience will like it, they will publish your story for free. And just like that, you'll be in front of millions of readers who reading about your story, your name, your brand, your company. And because it's in this place that they trust, and because it's a great story of all your different accomplishments or whatever you're doing, they will want to work with your company. They will want to shop with your company, and it can give you hundreds and thousands of customers in no time. So that's another way to acquire customers. Another way to acquire customers, I'm not done yet. There's another way to acquire customers. It's called influencers. Everybody knows what an influencer is. Somebody on social media who has a large following, and what you do is you go to that person and you say, hey, can you shout me out? Can you post a picture, a video? And they put that picture on your page. And just like how PR works, where they have a lot of readers, this influencer has a lot of people watching them, and they trust them, and they will probably shop with them if presented a nice company. And so you leverage their trust and their fan base, and it comes back to your company. So that's how that works with influencers. So how a barbershop can use this is 9 out of 10, you want to go, if you're a barbershop and you're trying to brand your barbershop, you want to go to a person who's on Instagram who cuts hair, who's really, really, really good at cutting hair. Go to them and say, hey, can you cut hair at our shop? Let's take a video of it, and then you put it on your social media and they put it on their social media, and they tell all their fans, hey, go to this great barbershop. It's amazing. I'm the greatest barber in the world, and I endorse this barbershop. That's another one. That's one way. You can have them just endorse it yourself. You can just, hey, can you just say, tell people to go to the barbershop? They could do that. Okay, it's a lot of different ways you can work with influencers, and this way you got to kind of be creative on using their platform to get people back to your barbershop. Okay, definitely something you should take advantage of. The thing with influencers, 9 out of 10, they ain't free. So PR, you can create a story, you can push it out to the people, and if they like the story and they think their audience will resonate with it, they'll push it out for free. You don't have to pay them anything. Influencers, they don't take things for free. 9 out of 10, you're gonna have to pay them something, and or you're gonna have to give them something in return. So let's say you got 10,000 followers, they got 10,000 followers. You say, hey, you got 10,000, we got 10,000. Maybe we could work together, and we can take all our 10,000 that we have over here, and they can come to you. And you can have 20, and then your 10,000 come to me, and we had 20. We both had 20,000 followers, right? That's another way. So 9 times out of 10, you're gonna have to give them something in exchange. But because influencers usually don't have that big of a following, so if you get somebody who has 10,000 followers, they're an influencer, but they're particularly small. You don't have to pay them that much. Now, once you start getting to 100,000 to the million followers, you obviously gonna have to pay more, but it's still not gonna be that much. And it's gonna be a great way to get customers to come to your business. So that's one way. Another way is O.O.H. And I talk about this, and I say this all the time. I don't recommend it. O.O.H means out of home marketing. This is billboards, radio stations, flyers. This is just guerrilla marketing where you go out on the streets and you tell people about your business, right? Not using digital at all. And O.O.H works, but you got to be really creative to get it to work well. And the bad thing about O.O.H is you don't necessarily know if it's working. Now, there are ways you can. For example, you have a barbershop in this area. It would probably be a good idea to get a billboard somewhere around your area that says, hey, I have a barbershop. Come to my barbershop if you need a cut, right? A billboard where it's a lot of traffic going past. And you can put on the billboard, make the left turn here, right, or right here, somewhere close to the vicinity, or it has that address. But if people start coming to your place, right, do you know if people came because of the billboard, or did they just drive by your place, or maybe they went to your website, or maybe they saw your social media, or so you don't necessarily know, and you have to ask them, hey, how did you find out about my store, to really figure out if it's working or not. But here's a good way to utilize billboards or other O.O.H advertisement to actually measure it, to see if it's working. You can make a billboard that says, hey, my barbershop is right around the corner. and at the bottom of the billboard say, mention Todd, and you get a $5 haircut. Now, you know everybody who goes to your barbershop and mentions Todd came to you by your billboard, because nowhere else does it say mention Todd. You get what I'm saying? So these are different ways you can use O.O.H and measure it. But, you know, everybody uses billboards, and it's just not, it's expensive, one, and two, it's so unmeasurable, and three, you know, does it work? I don't know. It probably would work well if you're a barbershop and you put it in the right area and there's a lot of traffic and your target audience in there. Yeah, it probably work well, and you can actually measure it if you use the tactic that I just did. But I focus more on digital marketing, because digital marketing works really well and you can measure it. I know exactly where my customers come from, and so I can pour money into that method and not be second guessing myself. So, yep. All right, now I know that was a lot. Acquiring customers is always a lot, but hey, it's important. You know, you can't have a business unless you have customers. So where are you gonna get your customers from? Here's how. The next thing I want to talk about is conversions, right? So you got customers. They come into your place or whatever. They're coming in, but they're not necessarily converting, right? And this is really gonna go more for digital marketing aspects, right? So let's say you have a social media, let's say you have YouTube, and you got all these subscribers, right? But you want them to convert. You want to be customers. You want to come to your barbershop and actually get their hair cut by you. How do you do this? Well, they go to your YouTube. On their YouTube, what you should do is say, hey, go click the link at the bottom of this video or somewhere on this video. Go to my website. Sign up for my email. If you sign up for my email, you get a free cut. If you sign up for my email, you get a 10% discount. If you sign up for my email, you get a free brush, whatever, right? These are all different things to incentivize that audience that's staring at you, that's looking at you, that you have their attention, to capture them. And then the way you utilize this is by this, right? I want to go to your barbershop. I'm not ready to go to your barbershop yet, you know? I need a cut. I'm loyal to this barbershop over here. I like your barbershop, but I'm just not ready to go yet. What you want to do, you gather their information and you turn them from a cold prospect to a warm prospect by incentivizing them through email marketing and or mini chat. I've said this before. Okay, so basically you create a website. All of the eyes that are being all of the eyes that are looking at your social media, your YouTube, you tell those people, go to my website. On your website, when they get there, you have a block on your website that says, hey, if you sign up, meaning give me your email and your name, you get a free cut. Right now you have those people in your database and they're there forever. Okay, so once you have them in your database, now you're able to talk to them directly. And you can do this, like I said, with email or mini chat. I recommend both, but if I had to choose between two, I would say mini chat. So email marketing and mini chat marketing is basically the same thing. For all of those people who don't know what mini chat is, Facebook Messenger is growing rapidly. About couple billion people are on Facebook Messenger. I think more people are on Messenger than they are on social media like Facebook and Instagram. So a lot of people are on there, and it allows you to talk to your customers one-on-one. You're able to reply to them, they're able to reply to you, and it's almost kind of like a customer satisfaction platform, but it can be used as an email platform as well. And so a lot of people say it's like email 2.0, but the good thing about ManyChat is it's new. Not a lot of businesses are utilizing it, and so open rates are high, 90%, 80%. Click-through rates are also high, 50%, 60%. All right. Emails, when you send out an email to people, not a lot of people are opening your email because hundreds of businesses are doing email marketing, and not a lot of people are clicking on your email because now they don't trust you, because all of these different businesses that mess people over. It's scams over here, and they just want you to buy stuff. So people don't necessarily resonate with email that much, but because ManyChat is new and it hasn't been festered yet with a whole bunch of businesses, and it hasn't really gained the distrust of the people are actually taking an interest in the messages they receive, right? So skip all of that. Email marketing. So how this works is once you have them in your pipeline and you give them, hey, sign up for my email, you give them free cut. That should be it right there. Email them a code or some type of thing they need to say to get a free cut. Then 9 times out of 10, they should be able to come to your barbershop and they'll get their haircut by you because it's free. Now, after they get their free cut, they may be like, you know what, I don't want to come back. The way you get them to come back is by doing email marketing and saying, hey, come back again, get a 10% discount. Or hey, if you keep coming back, right, you get 5 cuts, yeah, 6 cut is free. These are all different marketing campaigns you can push out to these people to get them to not only come to your barbershop, but to continue coming back to your barbershop. And if you're branding your barbershop, meaning you've created one brand and you plan on having barbershops all over the US, this is very, very important because you're competing with other barbershops. And so to make sure that they go to you and not all the other ones, you have to consistently message out to them. You have to consistently keep reminding them that you're here, you're better, and you're incentivizing them to come to your barbershop opposed to all the other ones they have the availability to go to. Right. And so with barbershops, it's probably going to be a little easier to get people to convert. It's not like a digital platform, but it should be easier. So you really shouldn't have to do that much email marketing, mini chat marketing. So that's what you would do. You would create some type of post on your website. Hey, you get a free cut. You give them a name and your email. They go on, they give you their information, and then you send them out continuous content for their you send out continuous content to get them to come to your barbershop. They're not ready yet. They don't know if they should go to your barbershop. You get their email and you push them. Here's a discount. You know, come to my barbershop, get a discount. Here, come to my barbershop. If you come 5 times, you get your 6 cut free. Or we're having a back to school event, or we're having a business conference event. Anybody who comes in a business suit, you get a $5 off your haircut. All new kids, you get $2 off your haircut. You feel me? These are all things you can do using for email marketing to get people to come to your barbershop and to get people to keep coming back and to convert people, meaning they not just know about your barbershop, but they're actually spending money there, which is the most important thing. And you can do the same thing with ManyChat. So with ManyChat, you have some type of ManyChat slide on your website that says, hey, sign up for our ManyChat, you get a free cut. They own your ManyChat, and now you can talk to them one by one. You can say, hey, we're doing a one-day sale. Okay, we're doing a one-day sale, $12 haircuts or $5 haircuts or whatever. You can blast it out to all the ManyChat people, and you can have them reply yes if you're coming. And people 9 times out of 10 are going to open it and they're going to apply yes and they're going to come. Okay, so these are all different tactics you can use to get more people to actually convert and spend money at your barbershop. It's not good enough just for them to know it, because there's billions of barbershops out there. You want to keep talking to people so that they build a relationship and they actually come to your barbershop and spend money, especially if you're branding your barbershop, which should be the goal. You should want not just one barbershop. You should want a barbershop with your name on it everywhere. And if you have barbershops everywhere, you can't be at all of them at one time, right? But you definitely want to get all the people across the nation to know who it is and push them to those barbershops. And you can do this with email marketing, right? So let's say you're having a sale at all your barbershops. With an email blast, you can send it out to all the people, no matter where they are. And now everybody who's close to a barbershop in any state knows, oh, they're having a sale, and they're going to come back to your barbershop. And this builds brand, and it builds brand loyalty. So definitely something you want to do. Another thing is social media consistency. So you want to be the barber, the top barber, who is constantly posting on social media. And you want to charge $200, $300 for one single cut. The way you do this is by posting on social media consistently and showing people how amazing you are at cutting hair. The more people see that you are creating these amazing hairstyles and designs and cutting their hair in amazing ways, the more times they see it, the more you'll be recognized as the barber who is amazing at cutting hair, and he can do whatever, right? And then if you keep doing that and you do it consistently, the word is going to get out, your following is going to start to grow, and by your following growing, your numbers are going to get very large, in which case you'll have a reason to charge more. Because if you have 100,000 followers and you post a barbershop haircut video every day, and every video shows a happy customer with an amazing haircut done by you, and all the people on your social media see that, they now want you to cut their hair personally. So they're lining up, in which case they're getting to a point where they will spend inordinate amounts of money just to get their hair cut by you, because you've shown how amazing you are. But they will not do it if you're not consistent. If you only show one video of you cutting hair, and it's great, but it's only one video, and so eventually I saw it, it was great, I'm interested, but the next day went by, and I looked at it, and the next day went by, and the next day went by, and then eventually I forgot you even existed, because you don't consistently post. So I forget about you, and I'm thinking about all this other things, because I got all this other content on my social media. And so if you want people to really build a relationship with you, and you cutting hair, and build that value up so you can charge that amount of money, then you have to be consistent. You have to consistently post good content of you cutting amazing hair, or good educational content, you teaching people how to cut hair, or whatever, okay? You have to be consistent, and that is what's going to be able or allow you to raise your prices, right? And if you can raise your prices on you alone, and you brand yourself and your barbershop, and now your barbershops everywhere, then you can raise your prices at all your barbershops. Now people can generally expect every time they go to a cuts barbershop, whether it be in Milwaukee or Atlanta or in Detroit, they're going to have to pay a little bit more for the cuts, because that's how amazing you are. Rather than just having one barbershop where you got to do what every other barbershop does and charge either the same as every other barbershop or try to charge less than. What you don't want to do, you want to make more money, not less. Okay. Next thing is active evaluation. This is basically somebody wants to go to your barbershop. They want to get a cut. They're ready to purchase, but before they do, they want to make a good decision. And so what they're going to do is they're going to search all over the internet, and they're going to look at reviews and other different things to make sure that they ain't going to regret their decision after they make it. So all of this means is make sure you have good reviews, good testimonials. When you cut people's hair, make sure they say, hey man, can you give me a 5-star on Google? Can you give me a 5-star on my website? Can you write down a good testimonial right here now on this piece of paper? Can you take a picture of you smiling with the haircut? These are all different ways for you to push out, right? And then you put those pictures on your website. You make sure they go to your Google reviews, your Yelp reviews, and you make sure they go on your wall, so that when people are ready to purchase, but they're still thinking in the back of their head, I could regret this later. Let me see if anybody else has already been through this, has already made this decision, and did they like it? If they did, then I will feel much more comfortable spending my money here. And that's where the Google reviews and all that stuff comes from. Also, where the social media comes from. When they go to social media, are they seeing happy people with happy haircuts? Or are you getting a whole bunch of people with videos saying how much they love you cutting their hair, or they love your barbershop because not just you're a great barber, but it smells good and the tile is good, to play good music, and they offer other services. You know, all of these things matter. These are things that people look for. And you should make sure that you have all of these things down pat, so that people are, when they're ready to purchase from you, they don't hesitate, they actually do. Because I hesitate now. I don't trust no barbers, get my hair like this. I don't trust no barbers. Honestly, like, you gotta have a 5-star review, period. Anything below a 4.5, and I'm not going to your barbershop, because how people look is very important, including how I look. All right. Next thing is cold calling. That wouldn't necessarily apply to barbershops. Facebook Messenger campaigns. I already talked about this. I'll step on a little bit more. Facebook Messenger is the future. It's email 2.0. You definitely want to be a part of it. Facebook Messenger allows you to capture and acquire a lot of customers and get them spending money immediately. Okay? Facebook Messenger might be a great way. Here's an idea for a barbershop, right? You're a barbershop. You want to make a lot of money. You also want brand loyalty. Here's a great idea that I think all barbershops should apply. You should use an online website or online e-commerce store and have people pay for haircuts in advance. Okay? For example, I would love if I could go to a website of a great branded barbershop, and on this barbershop, pick out all the days I know I'm going to get my haircut. I'm going to get my haircut Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And or pick out the number of haircuts I know I'm going to get in the next month, right? And that way, I just go and I pay, and then I could just walk in, pull up my phone or pull out some type of receipt, my email or my messenger, and show it to you. And then you be like, okay, cool, you already paid for it. This is a great way to get cash up front, okay? Cash in advance. So it's not like people come in and then they pay after the cut. They already paid, so they can just come in, sit down, get their hair cut, and leave. It's a great idea. I think everybody should take advantage of it. And a good way to do that would be to use Facebook Messenger. You can go on Facebook Messenger and you can send out a message to everybody. You can also do this with email and say, hey, would you like to pay for your cuts in advance? You're gonna need a cut about 3-4 times this month. Here's your opportunity to pay for in advance, and if you pay for in advance, you get a discount, so you get 10% off the regular price if you go ahead and pay for it right now. So give me the money now, you'll be okay later. You'll pay less than average and you won't have to wait. You'll just walk in, you'll get a cut, you won't have to pay anything, you can leave and everything be good. That is definitely something I think all barbershops should take into good consideration. So yeah, now let's go to closing. Right, so this is when a person is ready to buy, but they're not necessarily ready to purchase yet. Actually, the person is ready to buy, and they went through the active evaluation and all of those different things, but closing is basically you want to make sure to give them that extra push so they make sure that they actually complete the sale. And this is done by price influencers. So if you see something that's $39.99 instead of $40, then that's a price influencer. We like to buy things that are $39.99 rather than $40. Why? Who knows? I will put a list of price influencers at the bottom of this video so that you have them and you can use them for your business. Okay, next thing you can do to make sure people actually purchase is fear elimination. Nobody wants to regret their decision after they made it. So what you can do is say, hey, because I don't want to lose a sale, I want to make sure you sit down in this chair and you get a cut from me and I get paid. Here's what I'm gonna do. If you don't like the cut after you're done, you don't have to pay. All right, period. Or if you already paid, you'll get your money back, right? 100%. This is different ways you can eliminate people's fear of regret, of making a decision that they regret later, and increases the amount of people that actually are going to complete the purchase. Just something to keep in mind. Fast checkout, cart abandonment, don't necessarily apply. And now here we go to repeat customers. Now, I've been thinking about this for barbershops for a while, and there are a bunch of ways you can do this. The number one way I would suggest for repeat customers is a monthly program, a monthly subscription program. Have people pay let's see, for me, a haircut would probably be like $14 a cut, right? I get my haircut, let's say 4 times a month, right? So we'll round it up to 15 times 4, that's $60 a month, right? Instead of having people come in and pay for the haircut, you can have a monthly program. You can say, hey, pay me $50 a month, or maybe even $40 a month, because if there's going to be recurring, that means it's going to happen over and over and over again, right? Pay me $40 a month, you can come in and get your haircut whenever you want. I think that'd be a great way. But the reason you want to do this is 60% or over 60% of a company's revenue is repeat customers. That means the same customer is buying over and over and over again. That's where most of your money has come from. You don't want to have to constantly bring in new customers. You want the same people to pay you over and over and over again. That is where most of your money is going to come from. Okay, this is why you should have the monthly subscription service. $40 a month, every month, guaranteed. You could probably have like maybe a contract. So you could say it's for 3 months, right? So pay $40 a month, every month for 3 months. Cuts whenever you want, anytime. You can come in today and get a cut, and then come in tomorrow and get a cut, and come in the next day and get a cut. You can get a cut every day of the month for absolutely $30 a month, period, point blank. That's what you can do. Or if you don't want to do that, you could do a punch system. So basically, you can get a punch card. They're super duper cheap. You can get like 1,000 of them for a couple cents, I'm sure. And basically, on this punch card, you can have all your customers say, hey, you get a cut. Every time you get a cut, I'm going to punch your card. If you get 5 punches on this card, your 6th cut is free. Easy. This way is a great way to get people consistently coming back. If I'm a customer and I've been to your barbershop 3 times and I only need 2 more punches to get a free cut, right? Let's say I'm in an area that's not my house. I need a cut. I need a cut today. There's a barbershop that's closer to me. Okay, I'm eager to go to that barbershop because I need a cut. However, I know your barbershop is farther, but because I already have 3 punches and I know that if after I get 2 punches, I get a free cut, I'm going to take that extra time and drive farther to get to your barbershop so that I can reap the benefits of getting the 5 punches. Okay, that's another great way to get people to consistently keep coming back to your barbershop. There are a lot of different things you can do. Also, refer a friend. Everybody knows this. Hey, tell your friend to come to a barbershop. You both get 50% off. You both get 20% off. Things like that, right? But those are a great way to keep people coming back. All right. Now, the overall thing I want to point out in this video is that if you are a barbershop and you only have 1 store, this plan that I've given, this business plan, is a great way for you to not only regularly acquire customers and keep customers coming back and make sure they love your barbershop and get them to pay more, but this is also a great way for you to brand your barbershop. And so don't just have it you. Don't just feel like, I'm the best barber in the world and I want to brand myself as the best barber in the world. Brand your barbershop. Have all of your barbers on social media. Have a nice logo that you like. Have all your barbershops, or have the barbershop look really good and have different things. Maybe you sell hair products. Maybe you sell beard products. Maybe you sell wave pomade, things of that nature, right? And brand it. That way, if you build your brand, if people build a reputation with your brand as a barbershop, then you can put a barbershop wherever and you don't have to be there. See, it doesn't work if you brand yourself. If you brand yourself and you have a barbershop with the same name somewhere else and somebody walks in and you're not there, I don't want to get a cut by anybody but you. So if you're not at the barbershop, then I don't want to go to it. You don't want to do that. Brand the barbershop. That way, I love the barbershop, not just one particular barber, but the entire barbershop is a place I have a relationship with. I know it's branded. And so wherever I go, if I'm in Georgia and I go to Cuts to get a haircut, when I go to Detroit, I want to go to Cuts to get a haircut. When I go to Arizona, I want to go to Cuts. Okay? This way you can expand and make so much more money than just having one barbershop, which is going to make a cool amount of money, but it's not going to make you as much as you should be making. And if you utilize these tactics that I've given to you, then you should be able to brand your barbershop and put it everywhere. You not only will make more money from the one barbershop, which will allow you to expand the other ones, but you'll brand the barbershop, in which case you'll get people going to those barbershops as well. Okay, so that is the full marketing plan for barbershops. I hope I helped a lot of people. My name is Melanated Marketing Man, and just so you know, my company, Melanated Marketing, does all of this for you. Every single thing that I said, we do this for you at a very affordable price. If you would like to know more, check out our website at the bottom of this video. Click the link, go to our website, and check out our prices and some of our customer reviews. And yeah, have a good day and get your hair cut.